Beloved one, halt right where you stand. Don't drift forward, don't hurry, don't permit your thoughts to wander for even a heartbeat, because what is stirring within you at this very moment is no accident. Something deep inside your soul responded the instant your gaze met these words. A quiet voice from within whispered, "Listen closely." And that is because the Almighty has been anticipating the precise moment when you would finally slow down long enough for His voice to reach you directly. You believe you simply stumbled upon this content, yet the truth is you were guided here, drawn here, summoned by a presence that has journeyed beside you long before you ever became aware of its nearness. You were never walking by yourself. You have carried so much in silence, attempting to project strength for everyone around you, while your own spirit has grown weary. You have smiled through tempests, held yourself upright when no one checked on you, and waged invisible conflicts behind closed doors. You felt invisible to others, yet the Almighty was watching. He witnessed the nights you wept without making a sound. He observed the moments you compelled yourself to keep going when your soul pleaded for rest. He saw every wound you attempted to bury, every terror you concealed, every petition you breathed hoping heaven was listening, and it was. For years you assumed you were merely surviving, merely handling existence, merely fulfilling obligations. Yet the truth runs infinitely deeper. You have absolutely no comprehension of your true identity. What you interpreted as resilience was in reality divine reinforcement. What you mistook for gut feeling was actually spiritual perception. What you considered your own strength was truly the hand of the Almighty carrying you through territories your feet could never have endured alone. Beloved one, your spirit has remained active even when your flesh was depleted. You have been engaged in unseen warfare, interceding without realizing it, shielding individuals without grasping why you absorbed their pain. You have been spiritually awake long before your mind could fathom the magnitude of your purpose. That is precisely why your heart senses things before they unfold. That is precisely why people confide in you without understanding the reason. That is precisely why you step into a room and feel the atmosphere shift. Heaven has been murmuring over you for years. If only they recognized the depth residing within them. If only they understood why darkness trembled before them. If only they grasped the enormity of their divine assignment. And today, at this very moment, is when the Almighty ceases whispering and begins unveiling. You are not merely watching a video. You are being stirred to awakening. Let me share something that will finally make sense of years of depletion, bewilderment, and emotional weight you could never articulate. Your body has grown weary because your spirit has been laboring overtime. Even when you couldn't grasp what you were perceiving, your spirit understood exactly what was unfolding around you. Your spirit has been standing guard, interceding, shielding, and discerning long before you possessed the vocabulary to describe it. That is why you experience days when your body feels drained, despite doing little. That is why your vitality suddenly plummets around certain people. That is why heaviness settles over you without cause. It is not weakness, it is spiritual engagement. There were nights when you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, sensing something in the atmosphere yet unable to name it. That wasn't anxiety. It was your spirit registering spiritual tension. There were moments when you suddenly felt compelled to pray without knowing the reason. That wasn't coincidence. It was your spirit responding to something heaven disclosed before your awareness caught up. There were times when you felt overwhelmed, but the instant you cried out to the Almighty, peace surged in like a flood. That wasn't temporary relief. It was your spirit reconnecting with its source. Consider this. The reason you have always felt different is because you truly are. While others navigate life through their physical senses alone, you have been operating with spiritual awareness since childhood. You could always read the room. You recognized when someone's character was false. You detected danger before it appeared. You sensed when someone was hurting, even when they smiled. You are not imagining this. Your spirit has been spiritually trained, sharpened, and fortified through every battle you survived. You have carried burdens others never had to shoulder. You have lifted spiritual weights others failed to acknowledge existed, and because of that, your conflicts have always felt heavier. Your struggles extended longer. Your heartaches cut deeper. Hands still you endured, not because your flesh was mighty, but because your spirit refused to break. The Almighty deposited a warrior inside you, a sentinel, an intercessor, a guardian. You don't merely live life, you guard it, discern it, feel it, and traverse it with a depth most people will never comprehend. And now heaven is disclosing the truth. Your spirit has been carrying you even on the days you couldn't carry yourself. Your exhaustion was never a sign of defeat. It was evidence of your spiritual fortitude. Chosen one, here is a truth that will finally explain the peculiar heaviness you have borne your entire life. Not every battle you fought belonged to you. There were burdens you felt that didn't originate from your own circumstances. There were sudden waves of sadness, unconnected to anything in your personal journey. There were moments when fear struck you without warning. Even when everything around you was calm, you weren't losing your mind. Your spirit was entering conflicts long before they manifested. You were perceiving warfare that had nothing to do with your personal situation, yet everything to do with the people bound to you. Understand this. Your spirit is sensitive because it was crafted to be. You have consistently known things before they happened. You have consistently sensed people's intentions before they revealed themselves. You have consistently detected the shift in a space before anyone else noticed it. That wasn't paranoia. That was spiritual discernment. And because of this endowment, the Almighty frequently positioned you as a shield in places where others were vulnerable. Your mere presence has intercepted attacks from reaching people who had no idea danger was even near. You have stood between your lineage and generational destruction. You have prayed tempests away from individuals who didn't even acknowledge prayer. You have guarded hearts that offered you no protection. The adversary targeted you because taking you out would have left everyone you unknowingly covered exposed. Your spirit has been absorbing spiritual pressure that would have crushed others. That is why the anxiety you experienced didn't align with your life. That is why the heaviness arrived without reason. That is why you felt drained even when nothing was wrong. You were spiritually interceding, spiritually intercepting, spiritually battling conflicts heaven entrusted to you because the Almighty knew He could depend on you. You have carried the weight of unspoken pain belonging to others. You have sensed the grief of loved ones before they shared the story. You have detected betrayal before the blade made contact. You have absorbed the spiritual cry of someone miles away and couldn't understand why your heart felt shattered at midnight. You weren't conjuring these experiences. Your spirit was fulfilling what it was designed to do. Stand in the gap and listen attentively. The adversary didn't assault you because of your natural identity. He attacked you because of your spiritual identity. Your prayers disrupt darkness. Your presence transforms atmospheres. Your spirit carries authority that hell dreads. This is why your existence has felt like a battlefield. You are contending for far more than yourself. Chosen one, you survived circumstances that should have shattered you. You walked through seasons that would have left the ordinary person in pieces. You endured heartbreaks that could have permanently sealed your heart. You faced betrayals that should have made you bitter. You stood in tempests possessing the power to drown your faith. And yet, here you are, not merely standing, but growing, awakening, and rising. You didn't just endure. You were transformed within the fire. The pain that tried to bury you became the soil where the Almighty planted your strength. The betrayal that attempted to harden you became the refining that purified your spirit. The isolation that sought to separate you became the sacred space where the Almighty revealed Himself more clearly than ever before. You didn't merely survive those battles. You absorbed divine lessons from them. Every wound you sustained became wisdom. Every tear you shed watered seeds of breakthrough. Every moment you longed to quit yet pressed forward added another layer of unshakable spiritual authority over your life. That is why the adversary contested you with such ferocity. That is why your storm outlasted everyone else's. That is why you encountered opposition from people you loved and fought conflicts invisible to others. Hell perceived what heaven placed inside you. Hell witnessed your future and attacked your present. Hell understood the magnitude of your calling and hurled everything at you to break you before you could fully awaken. But here is the truth. They didn't account for the fact that the Almighty wasn't merely allowing you to survive. He was rebuilding you from the inside out. He was shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, deeper, more discerning, more compassionate, more spiritually acute, more emotionally whole, more aligned with his purpose than you could ever have become without the fire. You didn't lose yourself through those battles. You discovered yourself. The version of you that walked into those storms is not the same version emerging from them. That earlier version had to die. So the real you, the chosen you, the anointed you, could emerge. What the adversary intended for destruction, the Almighty turned into divine construction. But that was never your true essence. That was who you became while trying to guard your heart. The guarded you, the silent you, the strong yet exhausted you, the overthinking you, the isolated you. These were not your authentic identities. These were survival identities. These were temporary versions your spirit stepped into so you could navigate seasons that were trying to break you. But now heaven declares that season is over. That version of you has fulfilled its function. Now it is time to meet the genuine you. You are not the pain you endured. You are the purpose the Almighty embedded within you. You are not the wounds people left. You are the healing the Almighty promised. You are not the rejection that scarred you. You are the acceptance of heaven that envelops you. For too long, you have viewed yourself through the lens of what happened to you rather than through the eyes of the one who created you. You have labeled yourself with names life assigned you: shattered, alone, insufficient, excessive, unseen, used, forgotten. Yet heaven possesses an entirely different vocabulary for you: chosen, anointed, protected, set apart, redeemed, strengthened, appointed. Other people perceived only the temporary version of you, the version that walked with a limp, the version that bore wounds, the version that stayed quiet to avoid conflict, the version that dimmed its light to keep others comfortable. They judged you based on the chapter the Almighty was healing, not the story he was writing. They saw your scars but not your calling. They heard your silence but not your prayers. They misunderstood your isolation, unaware it was actually divine separation. They thought you were weak, not knowing the Almighty was reconstructing you from within. The Almighty is lifting the weight of every false identity from you, the anger that wasn't you, the numbness, not you, the distrust, not you, the fear, not you. These were reactions, human responses to spiritual conflicts. They were the temporary armor you wore in seasons when you didn't feel protected. But now the Almighty is restoring the heart beneath the armor. He is peeling back the layers of survival and revealing the identity he always placed inside you. Because who you truly are is someone heaven recognizes even when the world does not. You are chosen, and now your true identity is awakening. Chosen one, step into this moment with your whole heart. Because what I am about to share is not merely encouragement, it is revelation. You are entering a divine season where the Almighty is stripping back every layer that life draped over your identity. For years, you have seen yourself through clouded glass, uncertain, unsure, oblivious to the greatness resting within you. But now heaven is clearing your vision. The Almighty is preparing to unveil the genuine you, the you that has always been there beneath the weight, beneath the pain, beneath the history, beneath the expectations of others. This next chapter of your life isn't about becoming someone new. It is about remembering someone ancient, someone the Almighty designed before time began. The real you is stronger than the storms you faced. The real you carries wisdom you never studied for. The real you is spiritually sharp, discerning, and deeply connected to heaven. The real you is compassionate without becoming drained, bold without becoming harsh, loving without losing boundaries, humble without being hidden. The Almighty is waking up the you that trauma dimmed and disappointment silenced. He is calling forth the version of you that hell hoped you would never discover. Because once you know who you truly are, darkness loses its leverage over you. This is why you have been feeling shifted lately, why certain things no longer interest you, why you have been losing tolerance for chaos, negativity, and shallow connections, why your spirit has been craving peace, depth, truth, and stillness. That is the real you resurfacing. That is your soul returning to alignment. The Almighty is separating you from anything that drains your identity and attaching you to everything that activates your purpose. This is not loss, it is pruning. This is not isolation, it is preparation. This is not emptiness, it is repositioning. And hear this, The Almighty is preparing to reveal gifts within you that you never knew were there. Clarity is coming. Spiritual authority is rising. Your intuition is sharpening. Your peace is strengthening. Your sensitivity to the Holy Spirit is intensifying. Doors will swing open that you didn't knock on. Opportunities will find you that you didn't chase. People will be drawn to the light within you without fully understanding why. You will begin to see yourself as heaven has always seen you. Chosen, capable, worthy, assigned, covered. The real you is emerging. And once this unveiling begins, you will never again shrink yourself to fit into spaces the Almighty called you to rise above. This is your season of spiritual revealing. Your divine identity is stepping into the light. Beloved one, as you take in everything spoken over your spirit today, I want you to pause and acknowledge something sacred. This moment is not random. This is not merely another video. This is not background noise. This is a divine appointment. Heaven has been preparing you for this unveiling, and now the Spirit of the Almighty is releasing a prophetic declaration over your life. So whether you lift your hands, close your eyes, or simply allow these words to settle into your soul, receive this with the fullness of your spirit. You have walked through too much, endured too much, prayed too hard, and survived too many seasons of silence for this moment to lack meaning. The Almighty is not merely comforting you. He is declaring identity over you. In the mighty name of Jesus, I declare that every hidden strength inside you is rising to the surface. What once felt dormant will become active. What once felt unclear will become illuminated. Every spiritual gift that has been sealed within you, discernment, wisdom, authority, peace, compassion, boldness, will awaken in full measure. I declare that the weight you have been carrying, the heaviness that has rested on your shoulders for years, is breaking off your spirit right now. You are stepping into freedom that will feel like breathing for the first time. Freedom from old wounds, old fears, old identities, old expectations. I declare that every generational burden you carried knowingly or unknowingly is being lifted by the hand of the Almighty. Cycles that ran in your family will stop with you. Patterns that robbed others will not touch your life. Attacks meant to break you will turn into testimonies that elevate you. I declare that every blessing bearing your name, every open door, every divine connection, every breakthrough, every opportunity, every answered prayer will find you effortlessly and clearly. You will not miss what the Almighty has ordained. You will not lose what the Almighty has sealed. Chosen one, this is the season where your identity aligns with your destiny. You will walk differently. You will speak differently. You will think differently. Not because you are striving to improve yourself, but because your spirit is awakening to who you truly are. You are not ordinary. You are not random. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, anointed, assigned, and covered by the Almighty Himself. You are not who they said you were. You are who the Almighty says you are. Walk in that truth with your head held high and your spirit fully awake.